Hey guys, Gunpowder Handshake back. Today we're going to be talking about the HP 22A. That's the Phoenix Arms 22A. I've had this gun now almost a year. I've probably put close to 2,000 rounds through the gun. I will have to say I really enjoy shooting it. It's a very cheap, easy gun to shoot, easy to maintain. I really like it. I enjoy it. For the price, you really can't beat it. It does have two safeties, one there, and then one here. I've heard complaints of people saying this safety here has fallen out and giving them some issues. I think generally what it is the simple fact of a lot of people run the wrong ammo through it. And this is an update video on the correct ammo to use, as well as the modification I've done to the gun and how it's fared thus far. First thing, let's start with the ammo of choice, guys, and then I'll go over the modification. Two ammos here. This is the one I would recommend. This is the Remington 22 long rifle. Now it comes with 100 rimfire cartridges, and if you read on the side, this is very, very important. This is standard velocity ammo. A lot of the ammo I see people picking up and running through these guns are this, and this is the Federal 22 cal long rifle, 40 grain. But this is not a standard velocity shell. This is what they consider a high velocity shell. And now there's about 2 or 3 different brands of this you can use. The muzzle to velocity is similar. What I was told on the standard was around 1,000 or 1,100. Now this is 1,240. I know a lot of people say, well, that's not much off. But at the same time, Phoenix Arms did tell me that it was meant for the standard velocity, not the high velocity ammo. And a lot of guys run, I'll show you this real quick. There are several different loads for 22s. Now I have several different pistols. There's some birdshot. There's what you're supposed to run in this one. That's a standard velocity. It's kind of a black in color. There's a high velocity, and I think this is the hollow. Yeah, and then there's a hollow point. So there's several different shells, and I'll take them all out for you guys so you can look real quick. They're all very similar in length, with a few deciding differences. And you can look at them, they're very similar. Like I said, the heads of them look very similar. They're all rimfire cartridges. But the only one you're supposed to shoot is this one. This one and this one can damage the firearm. Too much velocity. And the birdshot one doesn't even have enough really to rack the slide when you're done the little pest control load. I've shot a couple of these out of it. They're not too bad. I don't think it would do as much damage, but once again, you're not supposed to do it. Hey, if it does occur damage, it's your fault. So, back to the gun. Okay, the modifications. Let me zoom back out real quick, guys. Alright, the modification that was done, we'll go ahead and show you that. Go ahead and safety check it for you guys. As you can see, I never try to have the magazines anywhere near the firearm when I'm doing these videos, only because you'll start out with, let's say, a magazine like this unloaded. It's got a snap cap. You accidentally put in one that's loaded. I'd rather just not keep them around. I did paint this one. Let me show you this real quick to match the grips. Trying to find somebody who makes these grips and who could get us a nice set of grips out there. I think there's a lot of people that would really enjoy it. I really like the gun. I think it's a great gun. It is the 22 long rifle. And I know they make a 25. I really like the 22 long rifle. The sights are fairly decent on it. It doesn't come with the painted sights. I have heard a few complaints about that, but I mean, you can pick these guns up for about $100 at the gun show, $150 in some stores. Alright, let's go ahead and go on to the modifications here. First thing I wanted to show you guys was when you buy this gun, and if you own one, you know what I'm talking about, you cannot eject the magazine without the gun being on safety. Several different things. You can't rack the slide. It's just a very big pain in the butt. And I understand it's supposed to be very safe, but at the same time, if you're someone that has several guns, I mean, stuff like the Sigmas and the Glocks, they rack back. There's no safeties on them. There's no mag in that either. But there's nothing I mean, these are great guns. You pick it up, you put a mag in it, rack it, you pull the trigger. You don't have to worry about a safety being on. These guns are nice. I understand it has dual safeties because it's a pocket gun, but at the same time, I usually don't keep one in the chamber unless I'm carrying my 45, and that's only because I don't worry about it with the 22s. They're finicky. I'd rather just not carry one as a self-defense weapon first off, but if I did, not with one in the chamber. Alright, now, when you get the gun, the safety that comes on the gun is going to be a little different than the safety that's in it. And guys, this is one thing, I don't know if you've noticed this about these guns, but these guns on the 22 and the 25 are very, very similar. I'll show you how similar they are. And if you look right here, it tells you. See if I can get that to come in a little clearer for you guys. It says Phoenix Arms model HP 22/25 caliber, Ontario, California. What that means is that this gun will work for the 22 or the 25. They are probably the exact same with a few minor differences. Mainly just the size of caliber, of course. Alright, now when you get the gun, you can't put it down. You can't put the safety in. Disengage the safety like that. You have to release the magazine, take the magazine out. This bar comes up. Then you can initiate the safety. Now, what I'm going to show you real quickly is, first thing to do is just move this spring back just a hair. Pull your safety out. Push the bar down and wiggle. And if you didn't see how I did that, real simple guys. You want to push safety up, push the bar down, the safety slide out over the bar, tilt the safety up, and slide out. Very simple, no brain surgery. You don't need a degree or a license to do it. There you go. Alright, now, your safety will come and it'll look like this. This is my safety. The only thing that you're doing is you're simply taking off the little bit of material right through there, which is what I've done on this one. Now, I went ahead and ordered, before I did any modifications, I went ahead and ordered this part. The reason being is, this is not how the gun came. This is how the gun came. If I have an issue with the gun and I want to send it back, I know in my head that this little piece right here makes absolutely no difference in the gun. But, since the warranty states not to alter it, you have this. You put this back in. So once that comes down, just like in all the factory ones, you can't release the magazine. With the safety off in a factory one, put this one with the snap cap in it. See with that, it won't. You have to actually move it to get it to eject. So that's all we're doing, is we're trimming that one little piece. So that way, when we put our safety in there, and this little spring right here, guys, you're going to have to just pull it back a little bit sometimes. But even with it down now, now it will release. See? That's all we did. Another thing with the magazine, to get this little bar out of the way, I see a lot of people cutting this, especially right here where the nipple is. Guys, I'm against that. I don't cut anything on any of my guns. Anything I tell you how to do on my guns, you can put them right back to stock, send them back to the factory. And if you do it right, they should never know. And I'm not saying that being deceptive is a good thing, but if you know anything about guns, not every safety feature is a necessity. Alright, this right here, easiest thing with this, turn your screwdriver, lift under it. It'll normally stand right there and will keep the bar from blocking. What I've done, I stuck my screwdriver under, lifted it up, took my finger, got it under the end of it, worked my finger and my screwdriver together, and then simply wiggled it with my finger and just bent it up a little bit. That way, if you look, you can see how it's just barely up. But it's enough that every time, if you watch here really close, let me zoom in for you, it will always go underneath it. And that's all you're doing. That little spring's a pain in the butt that jumps out. And it's that little spring right there, guys, is what I'm talking about. It's just, that's just kind of its purpose. It keeps it in there. Alright, so guys, I showed you how to do the modification on it. I've got 2,000 rounds approximately through the gun. It is an amazing little gun. If you just like going to the range, I love going to the range. Just spending an hour or 2 hours at the range shooting, having some fun. If you're anything like me and own more than one gun, 22 has definitely got a place. Just for the simple fact, if you like going to the range and shooting, you don't want to spend $200 in ammo. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I like going more than once a month, and spending $200 in ammo with 3 kids, there'd be no way. I'd never make it. I'd be divorced really fast. So, what you can do is you can buy 1 box or 2 boxes of 9mm 45. You spend $30, and you can buy a $15 box of 22s that give you, 1,500 rounds or 2,000 rounds, depending on where you get it and what the deal is. And you can literally shoot for 2 or 3 hours on less than 1,000 rounds. I mean, I have with this little gun. I've spent, I got 15 boxes of these one time, and I bet I went through about 3 or 4 boxes of them. Had a lot of fun. I mean, just constantly shooting it. The gun's little, it's cheap, has a lifetime warranty on it. As long as you do everything you're supposed to do with the gun, you won't have a problem. Now, like I said, if you run a bunch of, I call it hot ball ammo when it's just stuff you know you're not supposed to be using. If you're running a bunch of that through the gun and you say, oh, well, my gun broke on me only after so long. Well, you knew better. I don't get that with people. They do stuff they're not supposed to do, and then they complain about their gun breaking. If one of these modifications broke my gun, whose fault is it? It's my fault. Okay. Back case on hand. Here's the gun. 2,000 rounds through it. I got the modifications done into it. I love it. The only thing I recommend, guys, 1 is buying that. Your extra safety. 2, it comes with springs. Now, I called in. They'll send them to you for free. You don't have to pay any of your money whatsoever to get a set of springs. Very cheap, very easy. Make a phone call. Say, hey, cleaning my gun. Notice my recoil spring was compressed a little. Would like to get a new one. And when I say compressed a little, I will show you. Here's the stock recoil spring. Okay. Here's what happened to mine after about 1,000 or so rounds. If you see it, you can tell that one is a lot smaller than the other one. And guys, it's not warped, it's not out of shape. I mean, it's a little bent, but when I took it off, I was a little frustrated at the moment, so that probably helped a little in the bending. But, I mean, it's not bent, there's nothing wrong, it's just compressed. I mean, 1,000 rounds will do that to it. I've got another one in. I'm probably going to replace it very soon. But the cool thing was they sent me a 3-pack on them. They were really cool. I called them and said, hey, listen, can I get some recoil springs? They said, what's going on? I said, I've shot about, 1,500 rounds in it. It's just feeling really weak. It's not wanting to always, pop right back. They said, sure, we'll send them to you free of charge. Don't worry about it. So I suggest calling them. Other than that, love the gun. Guys, if you have any questions on this gun or any of the other guns, subscribe to my channel. Check out my reviews. If there's anything that you want to see, if there's anything that I can help you with, by all means ask. Gunpowder Handshake signing out. Have a wonderful day.